Straight ahead on WBKB, concerns over a newly approved Alzheimer's treatment.
Plus, the cause of 2 recent fires in Alpena. We have an important safety message, and an area school district is looking for a new board member.
You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Tyler Cruz.
And I'm Sherry Stewart. The White House continues to battle Congress over the president's legislative priorities.
Yeah, Sherry, and on the menu this week, more infrastructure negotiations and a voting rights bill. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
President Biden is launching a new round of negotiations over a new infrastructure proposal, with lawmakers expected at the White House this week.
Having served 36 years in the Senate, he's always going to be deeply involved. He's always going to roll up his sleeves and want to know every detail of what's being discussed, every detail of the proposal and package.
The latest bipartisan compromise plan comes in at about $1.2 trillion and has the backing of more than 20 senators.
President Biden, if you want an infrastructure deal of $1 trillion, it's there for the taking. You just need to get involved and lead.
But some progressives say the compromise doesn't go far enough.
When we deal with climate, when we deal with infrastructure, when we deal with home health care, when we deal with child care, we can create millions of good paying jobs.
Another big issue in focus this week, voting rights. The Senate is poised to bring legislation to the floor as early as Tuesday, but it's unlikely to get very far.
There's a desire to rig the rules of American elections permanently in Democrats' favor. That's why the Senate will give this disastrous proposal no quarter.
While the president's legislative agenda faces congressional gridlock, today the White House is promoting a new benefit that has already passed, the expanded child tax credit.
It is $3,000 per child. And for children who are 6 years old and under, it is now $3,600 per child.
Monthly payments will start going out in mid-July. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Critics are blasting the approval of a controversial new drug to help treat Alzheimer's disease. The FDA's Independent Advisory Committee recommended the agency reject the drug, and 78% of the time, the FDA aligns with the committee. When the FDA ignored that advice, 3 committee members resigned, including Dr. Aaron Kesselheim, who was on CBS this morning explaining his resignation.
The drug showed no good evidence that it worked, because it had important side effects. And then the FDA is totally switching gears over the last 6 months and approving this drug on the basis of a theory relating to the surrogate marker of amyloid plaques that we as an advisory committee back in November were told to not consider.
First patient not part of a clinical trial got the drug last week. Clinical trials show it may reduce amyloid plaque, believed to be a marker of Alzheimer's disease, but it's not clear whether it delays or prevents actual symptoms. The FDA responded, saying their review of the drug was thorough.
A tornado touched down in Branch County, Michigan on Sunday night. That's in the western part of the state. The National Weather Service reported that it touched down around 9:47 p.m. According to a spotter report, the tornado appeared to move to the Coldwater area. And here's a look at some of the damage it caused in that area. Damage was minimal, and there are no known injuries from the storm. That's great news. Around 10:30 p.m. on Sunday, the area was clear. And speaking of our weather, here's meteorologist Ellie Morrison with the first check of our weather. We're going to head to Starlight Beach. It's not looking like it or feeling like it, but today is the first day of summer.
But it certainly does not feel like the start of summer. Summer officially began at 11:32 last night. We had a cold front move through late yesterday, and that has brought gusty winds and dropping temperatures. Taking a look at radar and satellite imagery across the area, we are seeing mainly cloudy skies throughout northeast Michigan. Believe it or not, earlier this morning we were close to 70 degrees, but now temperatures have dropped off into the 50s. And as we go into this evening, we will find our temperatures dropping even further. Temperatures dropping into the 40s tonight. By early tomorrow morning, we're going to be starting off in the upper 30s. Morning temperatures rising through the 40s and highs for tomorrow afternoon, only expecting to reach about 62 degrees. So a cold day on the way for tomorrow. We may even see a couple spotty showers as well. I'll let you know when the temperatures are going to warm up and when more summer-like weather will return to our area, coming up a little bit later in the program. Live at Starlight Beach, Ellie Morrison, WBKB News.
Thanks for that, Ellie. We'll check back with you in just a little bit. A house fire on Saturday could have turned deadly had it not been for a closed bedroom door. WBKB reporter Stephanie Minichi has the story.
Alpena resident Kelly McConnell left her house for a quick trip to Walmart. She says she was gone for approximately a half hour. When she got back, fire trucks were in front of her house. McConnell says she's a careful smoker, but thinks she knows what happened.
It happened from a cigarette, I believe, a random ash, and I always make sure they're out, and I don't understand because I do it in front of the fan, and the fan goes right out the window, you know, but it must have blown on the recliner.
Fire investigator Andy Marceau says the fire started from a cigarette. Marceau says if McConnell was home in her bedroom, her closed door would have saved her.
Before she left, she closed her bedroom door, and you can see the line where the smoke has risen, and it's all black soot all the way around the door. And then you go inside the bedroom, and the bedroom is clean as can be.
Marceau says even the most careful smokers have accidents.
I think she may have just moved briefly, or maybe some wind or some air came in and maybe pushed off a little cigarette butt or the ash, and it can smolder there for a while, and then it finally can take off.
Marceau adds it's important to properly extinguish cigarettes. He says you must put the butt out with water and in a can. In Alpena, Stephanie Minichi, WBKB News.
Thanks for that, Stephanie. No one was injured after a cigarette caused another fire in Alpena this morning. Crews responded just before 7 a.m. The fire was on the back porch of a second-floor apartment at 2030 North Bagley Street. The department says the fire started because the tenant put a cigarette butt into a plastic flower pot the night before. When they arrived, it had burned through the deck boards. It's the 8th fire in the past 18 months caused by improper disposal of smoking materials.
Looking to add your input into local educational issues. Well, the Alpena Montmorency Alcona Educational Services District is searching for a new board member. The board is replacing former member Donna Baroni after her recent resignation. Her seat will become vacant July 7th. Since the board did not receive applications for candidates, they will move forward with their appointment process. District Superintendent Scott Reynolds says they are looking for someone with a passion for children and education.
Someone who's willing to ask questions. While I appreciate the support of our board, I'm also very appreciative that they're willing to ask questions and be very open to divergent viewpoints so that we can ultimately achieve the best outcome.
Reynolds says having members on the board from several areas has helped the success of the board. He says a requirement is you must live in one of the school system's service districts. Those interested in applying can get more information on our website at WBKB11.com.
People struggling with addiction now have a new resource in the region. The aid group Families Against Narcotics, FAN for short, will officially add Alpena, Montmorency, and Presque counties to their coverage area this week. The group helps people with substance abuse disorders connect with resources for recovery. Board Vice Chair Madeline McConnell says those seeking help don't need to worry about being arrested.
Our goal, through our FAN chapter is to connect people with the resources and supports that they are open to receiving and wanting information on. That's not something that we turn over information-wise to law enforcement or anybody else.
You can learn more about FAN during their kickoff event at the Woodward Avenue Pavilion this Thursday at 6 p.m. We have more news for you here on WBKB. Coming up, it's Monday with the Mayor, and meteorologist Ellie Morrison will be back with your 7-day forecast next.
Thanks for that, Ellie. Maybe next time we'll have a real beach day.
When it's nicer, we'll send them back out.
Yeah. Got to move on to the photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Joe Reesner. He took a picture of these lightning clouds over Lake Huron back from the deck, and we're looking for that photo to pop up. Hopefully we'll have it pretty soon. Oh, we don't have the photo of the day.
We'll see it at 11.
We'll
Thank you, Joe.
have it, yeah. Well, thank you, Joe. We'll try this again at 11.
And coming up on WBKB News, don't miss Mondays with the Mayor, and Jake Vanderbrook will have the latest in sports. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. On today's Monday with the Mayor, WBKB's Tiffany Maddox makes a special trip to City Hall.
Welcome to another episode of Monday with the Mayor. I am actually here at a very special place today. We are at City Hall with City of Alpena Mayor Matt Willigora. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I kind of wanted to go behind the scenes and talk about your role as mayor. I guess first kind of tell us how you got involved in the political process here in Alpena.
Pretty much just needing something new, and I was always interested in local government, so I didn't really have any particular reason or cause. I just started going to city council meetings. I found it really interesting, and then I basically did some minor research on how to run for office, which is a relatively simple process. And then I got elected, and here I am 9 years later.
9 years, wow, awesome. So a lot of people may think that you are responsible for A, B, and C, but yet you're responsible for C through F. Yeah. Kind of tell us about your duties and what people get confused about your role.
There's some confusion from time to time, but it's fine and understandable because a lot of cities have different roles for the mayor. We have a strong city manager form of government, and so our city manager runs the day-to-day business. My role is more I oversee city council meetings, obviously, things like this, communication with the media, kind of a coordinator at times, a dispatcher at times if I get a call, knowing how the different roles in our city staff work. If someone calls me with an issue, which is fine, or any city council person, we generally just direct them to the right staff person to call or email. And then I have kind of a liaison as well with state government and our U.S. government.
And then how closely do you collaborate with the city council on different issues?
We collaborate really good. Right now we've got a great city council.
Thanks for that, Tiffany. You can catch Tiffany and Mayor Willigora every other Monday right here during our 6 p.m. newscast. And now it's time for the sports. Jake Vanderbrook is next, but first he's here with a preview. Jake, happy Monday. What's going on?
Hey, Tyler, Sherry, Ellie out there on the beach, and to all of you watching, hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Next in sports, we have your top plays of the year for baseball and softball. You don't want to miss that. Plus, a victory for student athletes. I'll explain more on this when WBKB News at 6 returns. So, winning play will be announced during Thursday's 6 p.m. newscast. Tyler, Sherry, if you had to pick a play, which one would you
I'd like the Vander Special just because of the name.
Yeah, I gotta go with that one. I'll go with that one too.
I don't know. You know, the flip was phenomenal.
Yes.
Honestly,
I like good defense too.
Yeah.
Defense trumps offense.
You know what they say, defense wins championships.
Yep.
Just saying.
But the best defense is good offense.
That's facts.
We'll let you ponder that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Thank you for watching WBKB News at 6.
You can visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
And check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
Join us tonight for WBKB News at 11 with Stephanie Manici. Have a great night.